In this House of Logic video, we're going to use Cloudbase-Init for Cloud-Init with Windows on Proxmox to deploy Windows servers that have been Sysprepped. So what you want to do as part of your normal installation essentially is you want to get Windows installed, up and running, all drivers installed, including all VirtIO drivers, etc. I'm not going to go through that on this video. It's already been well documented. I've done some recordings of it as well, so you can find out about that. When you've actually got to that point and you're ready, and as if you want to sysprep the machine so that you can then clone it multiple times, what you need to do is you need to go to the hardware configuration, and you're going to want to add a Cloud-Init drive. So we'll choose, mine says SSD, that's just the label on the storage essentially. So we're going to bung on a Cloud-Init drive, and we're also going to put in a serial port, which will be useful for diagnostic purposes, and will itself take over the terminal window, or one of them anyway. So when you've got those ready, and you will have to shut the machine down and start it up again in order to get those on there, then you are ready to proceed further. So what you need to download, and you can find it, I believe, a link via here. I'll put the correct link in the actual video description. Is you want to use the Cloudbase Cloud-Init software for Windows, and you can download that for free. Something else you may need is a Windows Advanced Deployment Toolkit, which we can come back to in a few minutes. So when that's up and running, you should be able to then connect your machine, and I'm going to be connecting using Windows Remote Desktop. It looks a little better in terms of what we've been doing, and it's also so we can copy some files onto it. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to download the Cloudbase-Init setup onto the machine, and then you can start the wizard up. So I've also got the Prometheus exporter on here. If anybody's been looking at the Prometheus videos, you can use this as a way of getting onto your images before you sysprep them. So take the defaults in terms of PowerShell plugins and so on, and when you get to the next screen, you've got some choices to make. So what you can do is you can tell it to use the metadata password, which means it should pick it up from Cloud-Init. Unfortunately, the way that Proxmox works with this, it doesn't work. So I'm going to untick that. We're going to choose the serial port for logging, and we're also going to go and run as local system. So I'm going to hit next at this point, and then I'm going to hit install. And we'll let that one run through for a couple of minutes, and then I'll pick up the narration in a sec. Okay, so the Cloudbase installation has finished. What we're going to do quickly is we're going to go and set up Cloud-Init for what we want this to run afterwards. So we're not going to turn this into a full template. We're actually just going to rerun it again, but you have the same effect if you template this. So we're going to put in an administrator username, and password. Although it's not actually going to pick these up, we're just going to go through the motions on this. However, what we can do at least is we can set this up to have an IP address. So we're going to give it a static IP address, which we're going to go with 192.168.7.11 and make that /24 netmask, and 192.168.7.1, and we're going to hit OK on that. Okay, now we're going to go and snapshot this machine for reasons that will soon become apparent. So we're going to quickly pre-sysprep, and we'll let that quickly run through. Okay, so this snapshot has finished. If we go back to the machine, again in Remote Desktop, now the choice I mentioned is to do with what you want to do about logging in. So if we actually accept the defaults and we hit run sysprep and then shut down when sysprep terminates, this will actually run through, and it will actually get to a point where it actually prompts you for the administrator password and to reset the password, because Sysprep in its current form does not do anything with the administrator password. So within the Cloudbase files, you'll find this config directory. You have 3 files in here. You've got the Cloudbase-Init and Cloudbase-Unattended init, and essentially these show what you've got within what you've answered in the wizard. So you've got the admin username, which is what we left it as, and it's going to be added to the administrators group and so on and so forth. it is not going to actually. It may create the user, but it doesn't successfully create a password that you know what it is what it boils down to. So one of the other, and these files are very similar, and it's the same options effectively. The unattend file is something we're going to come back to in a minute, because this gives us something of a workaround. But I'm going to show you what happens if you don't update this file first. So we'll close that, and then we're going to hit finish here. We're going to allow this to Sysprep, and in a moment or two, this remote desktop window will close, and what will happen is the machine will shut itself down, and then we'll be able to start it up again, and actually let the Sysprepped deployment take place. And this is where you'd hope it would come up with your known username and password from Cloud-Init, but you will soon see where it stops. Okay, so the Sysprep has finished, and the machine is in the process of shutting down. We're going to hop over to the console now. Okay, failed to connect to server is actually what you'd expect to see at this point. Yes, it's shut down. Okay, cool. And we're going to open up this console window as well, which will give us a serial port connection, and we're going to start the machine, and the Sysprepped out-of-box experience will start again. So hang on, where's my window gone? There's the terminal window. And this one is effectively, and I'm not sure why this is, effectively this becomes the serial port terminal window, whilst the console window that you click on through this view gives you the main console, as if you were in front of a physical monitor. So we'll let that go through, and I will resume narration at the point when it will prompt you for the admin password. Okay, so as you can see, here we are on the Windows administrative prompt page, essentially, or screen. You hit the button, and you can now enter the password that you want to use as an administrator. But obviously, that doesn't mean it's going to be a completely unattended installation. So I'll put the password in there. That's now going to carry on. And what I would expect to see in a few moments is that it will carry on all the way through. Obviously, we put in that username and password separately, but the actual networking settings, so we're expecting it to come back with an IP address of 7.11, which I don't think it will have yet. But in a couple of minutes' time, after a couple of reboots, or at least one more reboot, then I would expect to see that update. So once again, if I just leave that going, we then should expect to see Cloud-Init do the rest of its thing, and we'll actually see that complete. I'm just going to reopen this console window because I don't think that's doing what I was expecting as a serial port. There we go. We're actually getting the terminal connection this time. Right. Okay. So once again, I'll pause recording and pick this up, and we'll see if this completes successfully. Okay, so it has rebooted again, and there you can see the terminal diagnostics in full flow. If we go over to summary here, and you can see that it has picked up the IP address that was set in the Cloud-Init options. So all good there. Now, obviously, what you want to do, if you don't want to be putting in the password manually, so just to demonstrate this quickly, there is password. I do know what the password is because I've defined it. Then we log in. Then what you need to do is you actually need to update the unattend file during the installation. So if we go back to the Sysprep stage, using our snapshot here, we can then pick up where we were before. So I can now open terminal services again and make that connection. Well, certainly, hopefully in a second or two I can. Okay, so I'm right back in here, and what I can do then is, in fact, we'll make that full screen quickly, and then go to Notepad. And in fact, I meant to run that as administrator. Whoops. So the reason I'm running this as administrator is because where the file is located, you want to open this text document or XML document in here, and then we're just going to splice a section into it. So it's within Program Files, Cloud-Based Solutions, Cloudbase-Init, and then in Conf. and we'll show all files. We can find the unattend file. And what we want to do is we want to put a section into this OOBE, which stands for Out of Box Experience. And if I find the section, so it just comes underneath OOBE, and before the component tag there, and it just says user accounts, and it's got the I don't think it really matters about the white space, but we'll just make it look a little prettier. So it's got the administrator password, which is just password123, and we're telling it that it's in plain text, just so that you can see what this is and to make this a bit easier. And we're going to basically save that. And there's another section as well which should have the same, or you may need to have the same, which is the audit system. We'll go with this for now, and hopefully this will work. And let's close that down. So now when Sysprep runs, it should run and it will pick up the updated file, and hopefully we'll be straight in to the desktop without having to enter the password. So once again, I will save you the excitement of watching this run through, and I'll pick up at the point when it has started up again. Okay, so the machine has Sysprepped. We're going to start it up again. So as I said earlier, this is the kind of thing that you would do where you'd actually clone the machine first. We'll fire up the console window here. This should get the terminal connection, and we'll see some diagnostics. But we're just going to leave this to run, and hopefully it will get all the way to the desktop. Okay, so as you can see, it's gone straight through to the actual logon page without having prompted me for a password. So if we click now on the Control-Delete button in no VNC, we can then try and put in the password. Now you don't actually have to do this; it's just demonstration purposes. But yeah, there we go. We are logged in because what's still happening behind the scenes is Cloud-Init is doing its thing with installing and setting up and so on, and running the rest of those plugins to set IP addresses and so on. So I don't think the IP address is going to be there yet, and we can check that over on the summary page. But as you can see, we have been able to log in, and we haven't been prompted for the password. So yes, it's still got the original IP address. We'll leave that a minute more, and I'm fully expecting another reboot, as it did when we had to enter the password, and then it should come back up with the password. With the IP address that we've given it. Okay, so that has finished rebooting, and if we click on summary there, we can see that we indeed have the IP address that we're expecting. So that about wraps it up. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if that's your kind of thing. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Thanks very much. Bye now.